Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Prospect Essential 101. My name is Chris Robbins. Today I am joined by,
Braden.
and we're going to be talking about some of the running backs in this year's class. So earlier today, we just had the first day of on-field drills in Indianapolis at the Combine. The running backs, offensive linemen, and special teamers, so kickers, punters, long snappers, did their thing, did their drills, went through the whole gauntlet and stuff like that. And we had some pretty interesting results to say the least. This particular video, however, we are going to be focused on running backs. First off, obviously Saquon. I think we all kind of expected him to do very well. Were you surprised with just how well he actually did and that he lived up to his expectations, or?
Yeah, I think he surpassed his expectations because he was expected to blow people out of the gym, in which he didn't do that. He tore down the fucking house. Like there was a stat that said he bench pressed more than Joe Thomas. He had a better 10-yard split than Deshaun Jackson. He had a better 40-yard time than Devin Hester. He had a higher vertical jump than Julio Jones. He absolutely, he's gonna be a top 5 pick. There's no absolute doubt about it. You know.
Yep. Yeah, and it's kind of hard to see the numbers on here, though I do have them pulled up and we can read them to you guys. He ended up running a 4.440, jumping 41 in the vertical. He did not do the broad 3-cone or shuttle, I don't believe. So that could be something to look out for in his pro day. But yeah, he definitely had a very nice day. As well as yesterday, too. He had 29 in the bench press, had really good media availability session as well. Came out very, very calm, composed in that. So definitely someone you want leading your franchise. Of course, again, as we've discussed several times on this channel, he definitely does have his issues still on actual tape. But the athleticism is literally off the
Undeniable.
charts. Yeah. I believe his ending RAS score ended
It was
up
like
being
9.95.
yeah, it was somewhere in the high 9.9s. He almost hit 10. So
Actually, I
definitely,
can pull that up right now.
definitely very impressive from him. So measurement wise, we obviously got some measurement information as well. Was there any one that really stood out to you as far as weight goes, as far as height goes, anything like that that caught your attention? Other than Saquon being at 233 and still running a 4.4?
One thing that interests me is that Bo Scarborough ran a 4.52. That kind of came out of nowhere. I thought he was going to run in the high 4.6s. That was a great time for him. That was one thing. Another thing that surprised me is that Nick Chubb was actually faster than Sony Michel.
Oh man, yeah.
By a 5/100ths of a second. Chubb ran a 4.53, and you can do the math, but Michel ran a 4.58.
Yeah, half a second.
And these times are official, by the way.
Oh, yeah, of course. We're going to get into Chubb more in a minute, too, because I'm definitely going to talk about him for a little while. But from a measurement standpoint, there were a couple of guys that really interested me here. Ronald Jones trying to get up to 210. That's huge. I know he was playing at 190, but if he still has that same explosion at his pro day in California in a few weeks, at 210, that's going to be really nice. So glad to see him getting up there. On the other hand, still, Hines didn't hit 200, Wiley didn't hit 200. Royce Freeman got it to 230. So I don't remember where he was listed at, but that's a pretty decent size. Not really a ton more really standing out here as far as measurements go. But yeah, so the big one for me, being a Rojo fan myself, as you guys probably saw in the video, was him getting up to that 205 marker. Also, Jordan Wilkins, Josh Adams, and Saquon being the only running backs to come in at over 6 foot. Or actually 6 foot or under, or 6 foot or over in Saquon's case. Kalen Ballage and Bo, I missed them. That's pretty interesting as well. So, yeah, with that said, you brought up Chubb. We'll start with him. Did what Chubb did at all surprise you, or was that just something that caught your eye, or what did you think about that?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like stunning, like it came out of nowhere, but he did pretty well.
Oops. Yeah, and what I think what was really surprising about Chubb, at least to me, was just how well he actually did. We talked with Saquon about how it was a little bit of a surprise, just how well he did. Not really surprised that he did well. I think Chubb is kind of similar in that sense. I'm holding up his numbers now. He actually got a 9.62 RAS. He had a 991 bench, a 923 vertical, and a 957 broad. So his explosion numbers were really, really off the charts. By that, I'm talking about percentiles, of course. 29 bench press, 41H vertical, 10'8" broad jump, and a 4-1 shuttle. 709 3 cone, not really the best, but still definitely something that can easily be improved for sure at the Georgia Pro Day. Came in a pretty decent weight, 227. It's a little smaller, only 5'7", but yeah. So I'm really liking where Chubb is at this point, and hopefully he can continue to build on that at his Pro Day. So speaking of Pro Days, which prospect that we've seen today are you most excited for their Pro Day? Based on either what you want to see them improve or repeat a performance, or maybe there's a game aspect of their game that they missed.
One that I'm excited to look at Ronald Jones because obviously he hurt his hamstring during his only run thing of the day, which is first run of the 40-yard dash. So I'm excited and interested to see how he does everything at his pro day in Southern Cal.
Yeah, for sure. Anyone else, or is he really the big one for you?
He's really the big one. I'd like to see Michelle, Sony Michelle, improve on his 40. I think he can do better. I expected him to be about where Cook and Fournette were last year.
Huh.
It's 4.5s, low 4.5s, maybe 4.4 if you on a really good run. I think he can improve on that.
Interesting. I was actually going to bring up Sony for a different reason. His catching ability. He didn't really show a lot of consistency there in Indy. Is that a concern for you?
Yeah, it's a concern. You'd like him to be more consistent in the catching game. In the pass game.
So, has this combine changed any of your running back grades? And if so, who?
Yeah. Saquon is probably the one. He moved up from a mid-first to an early first because although he has his vision, his athleticism makes him a not a can't miss player, but a player that is absolutely worthy of the top 10 pick.
Interesting.
Just because it's kind of like with Darnold. Although he may be flawed now, but his upside is just so high that he's worth taking a shot in the top 10 for.
Okay. Interesting. Anyone at the lower end of your rankings change? Maybe a riser for you, a faller for you that really stood out?
A riser for me, who's under the Raiders, Kalen Ballard from Arizona State. He had a good day. It was interesting because he had a good 40-yard dash. He had a good 40-yard dash. Let me pull up the numbers.
4.46 official.
It was a 4.46 at 228, which is really good.
For sure, man.
He had a 1.55 10-yard split and a 2.58 20-yard split. He had a 10-2 broad jump and a 6'9", about a 6'9" 3 cones. So,
Yeah.
which is good. But he also had, although his bench was low, it's not surprising because he was a speed back. But he really was my main riser today. That not necessarily came out of nowhere, but he is the under the radar riser for me.
Yeah, for sure. So, one thing that I've been looking for in these running backs is guys who run under 7-second cones. And one guy who really stood out in the cone drills was Chase Edmonds from Florida. Or from Fordham, not Florida. Oh my god. So yeah, from Chase Edmonds from Fordham. Do you know anything about this kid, or is he someone that I'm just gonna have to go in and watch? Have you seen anything on him before?
This may be my bad. I'll be honest. I haven't even heard of him until today. I'll be completely honest with you.
Interesting. Okay, so we're definitely gonna have to get into him at some point later. Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know me from Twitter or anything like that, one of my favorite sources for Lions news is Lions Wire. There's some great people there, really nice staff, etc. And one of my favorite writers I talk to a lot is Eric Schlitt. He's been doing this series for, I believe, a year or two. This is his second or third year doing this. And he talks about quantitative benchmarks and all kinds of Lions related info. He did a story today on risers and fallers. One guy that he mentioned was Darius Geis. Of course, Lions' interest in Geis is reasonably high, we have to assume at this point. And he ran a sub 4.540. Of course, he didn't complete any of or all of the drills, but is there something about Geis that really stood out to you and what he was able to do today? You there?
Yeah.
Is there something about Geis and what he was able to do today and yesterday that stood out to you?
You talked about the 40-yard dash. Again, I'm trying to say as much as I want because I didn't watch a lot of it because I had other stuff, so I didn't see a lot of the drills. I'll be honest with you. So, but yeah, from what I saw, he looks pretty decent on the drills.
Yeah, and the one thing that really stood out about Geis too was I was talking about this earlier in one of my group chats. Is I love how fluid he was. A lot of these guys, like, they come off really stiff, especially more power type contact willing guys. And I really like Geis, Barkley, all these top guys. They all looked really fluid today. So that was really nice to see. Not a lot of stiffness, not a lot of tightness. Really, I really liked how he was able to move in space. So he talks about Chubb. We already mentioned him as well. Royce Freeman. Tested well in everything, hitting above average in most drills. Showed excellent lateral agility and on-field drills, as well as meeting with the Lions, yada yada. What do you think about Royce? Is he someone that maybe rose on your board a little bit? Did you expect him to do what he did? Do you think that he maybe had one of the better days in Indianapolis?
Yeah, I think he definitely rose upon my board. I He did pretty well. Again, the 40-yard dash is it's important, but at the same time it's a bit overrated.
Yep, especially for
So
running backs.
with a when it so it's like Terrell Davis ran a 4.7. He does not play. He did not play like a 4.7. You know. So it's like as long as it's not like absolutely dinosaur like we'll get to someone in another video. Uh, I'm not really too concerned, but I think he did pretty good. He did pretty well. He
Yeah,
did
and
pretty well on all the drills.
yeah, and the one thing that really stood out to me about Freeman was that he did well in what you just said, all of the drills. The only one that he had a little bit of an off day in was the bench, and he still had 17. That was just below average at 44%. But yeah, 40 time was 688 RAS, 20 yard split projected 633, 10 yard split projected 613, vertical 532, broad 590, and his agility drills, especially the shuttle, he ended up at a 407 time, which is in 79.3 percentile, and his three cone he hit 6.9, which is what 0.2 of a second faster than what Alvin Kamara and Kareem Hunt had last year. That's really impressive. So for him to be under that 7-second three cone time is very, very nice to see. And that's before his pro day. He still has chances to improve even more on his numbers. So for him to hit that 818 RES official mark at his size at 230, very nice for him. Very nice day.
I like how it says Rashad Penny because I was about to go into him next.
Yeah, so what do you think about Rashad? Obviously, he had a nice 40-yard time, but again,
Yeah, it though I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like ooh, you know the drill where it's like you go back and forth for running backs catching a what do you call catching balls?
I just call it
What
the
do you
receiving gauntlet, but that's the receiver drill.
yeah the receiver gauntlet whatever you want to call it. He really struggled in that because I'm pretty sure he may have caught a ball, but my main concern is that he on the first one he turned the wrong way to catch the ball,
Mm-hmm.
which is concerning because he had 20 people, like about 10, 15, 20 people, like 10 to 20 people go in front of him. So it shows like I don't like it, not a lack of being able to pick stuff up more
Yeah.
than. So that was my main concern is that after all that he still got it wrong. That was my main concern.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely something that was something that we look for in these drills. A lot of the people, they're like, oh, flashy, flashy 40. Oh, flashy, flashy height. Oh, I love his wingspan and stuff like that. But what we are really looking for, at least, in a lot of these shows, is how they react to the coaching and how they, they I guess, use their preparation time wisely as well as the other thing. You can tell the guys that really, really train for these things, Chubb, of course, being one of them. He did a very good job of utilizing his preparation time nicely. Whereas some guys, who we'll probably get to at the bottom end of this article, did
Probably
not.
didn't.
Yeah, so
It wouldn't surprise me also if Barkley did it because the way he went through the on-field drills too were flawless.
nice. Yeah, he did have one or two mishaps, I think. But I mean, overall, he obviously did fantastic. And
Yeah, but
another thing about Penny too, going back to him, is his bench press came in at 13. That's the 16.5% range. So take it or leave it. I don't know how much you guys personally each value bench numbers, And his vertical is not that great either. He only had a 32.5. It's just 34.3%. But yeah,
Yeah,
definitely need to see more from him at his pro day, especially in the agility drills. He didn't do the shuttle or free cone.
yeah. I especially for running backs like Ballage or Penny or like McCaffrey, I don't do take too much because but I'm care about more the power backs doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of depends on the type of back and I whether I actually put anything into the bench press.
Yeah, and I think that the one thing that you really get from bench press is those guys who actually stand out in that area more so than those who don't. Like I think it was like Danielle Pumphrey last year had just like this horrendous bench press. Everyone was
It was like
bashing about it.
5 reps.
Yeah, it was like single digits. I know that. But
Didn't McCaffrey do like 10?
yeah, it was pretty low. Um, but yeah, it's not so much the guys that really struggle in that. Offensive line obviously is different. This is just running backs. But it's more so the guys who stand out in that area. Like Chubb putting up 29 is insane. Saquon doing the same thing, insane. Like it's the guys that really shine in that area. And then of course the bigger backs, you kind of like you said, you want to see them do what. Like for me, I
Like
really like Chris.
15?
I really like Chris Warren from Texas. He was one of those like bigger type guys. I think he's listed. Let's see if they have it on here. I know he was at like 6'4", 250 projected. Um, I don't know where he is on here. Who seemed
Probably
lucky?
tight end.
I don't think I'm a tight end.
He moved like tight end apparent. Like on the ticker where it says
Oh, there
facts
it
about
is.
him. Apparently,
Okay,
it
okay.
said that he moved to. Oh, or never mind.
Oh,
2015
that's
rosters.
yeah, that's old. Okay, well anyway, he came in. I'm sure he measured big because he was projected to be like 6'4", 250. And he ended up having the third highest bench press at 25. So, in those types of situations, especially with a guy running slow, you want to see bigger bench press, things like that too. So, yeah. Uh, now, two more guys that he mentions here are Sony Michel, who we already talked about a little bit, and Kerryon Johnson. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say something.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so yeah. We already talked about Michelle a little bit already and his receiving ability and what we want to see him do. But was there anything else that you really wanted to bring up here?
No, I'm good.
Cool. And what about Kerryon? Obviously, he's been known for his patient running style. But is there anything that stood out to him with you at all, one way or another?
Again, I'll be completely honest. I did not see anything at carry-ons today.
Yeah,
I saw more of the offensive tackles than the offensive linemen
okay.
than the running backs.
Yeah, I'm with you myself at your funeral I had to go to, so I didn't get to see too much of the running backs, but I think the
So
one thing that's interesting with the running backs is that you can get a lot from just their pure numbers. Try not to place a lot of emphasis on some of these numbers, like actual 40 time, but with 3-cone time, shuttle time, um, your 10-yard split is a big one for me, although we don't really get those with running backs. Definitely can learn a lot from your numbers. And I think that that's what he was trying to go for here. Kerryon did not run a 40, so we're going to have to wait for the Auburn Pro Day for that. Is that something
if he
that,
decides to run it,
he probably should. Is there something, where was he at coming into today? Did his stock really change it off for you? Not running the
uh,
40?
no, not really. No, because I know that there's always the pro day.
True, but I mean, for the moment, after seeing what guys like Chubb were able to do, after seeing what Ballage was able to do, after seeing what Riss was able to do, I mean, then maybe he falls as a result of those guys doing well and him not doing
Yeah,
anything.
I'm like, he falls, but it's because of what other people did. So, him not running it had an impact, but the decision itself wasn't a factor. That's what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha.
Because I really don't care whether you run it at the combine. As long as you run it at either your combine or pro day, I'm fine. I don't need you to do it both personally.
Yeah.
Unless it's a case like Michelle, where I want you to improve it.
Oh, yeah. Or Corey Davis, where you literally just.
Oh, it was a 4.54 word for Michelle. Huh? I saw 4.58, but all right.
He must have improved the official.
Yeah,
the 4.58 was
alright, so okay, that's about where I expected him. So.
Okay, so is there anyone else that you wanted to talk about before we get into? I'm sure you can already see the thuds in this group, but
yeah.
Is there
No,
anyone
I'm
else
good.
that you wanted to talk about first?
Nope.
Cool. So let's just head into Bo Scarborough. 4.5240.
Pretty good.
Yeah, 10.9 broad jump.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, minus the broad jump and the 40-yard dash, he really was not special. Because he has the Trent Richardson issue. He runs too upright. You know?
Yeah.
And it really showed today.
Yeah, and we talked earlier about how a lot of these upper class guys, you could really tell that they were smooth in their movements. It just, no.
I'll be honest. Sorry.
I really noticed that a lot more with the offensive tackles. Personally, today you could tell a bigger difference in the OTs. Guys like Desmond Harrison were really smooth. Guys like Schmarko Jones were not. But
And then there's the dinosaurs like Orlando Brown.
yeah, it's definitely something to watch. And of course, he still has his injury issues and things like that. So, your thoughts on Bo?
Yeah, he's too upright for me. I personally don't have him on my board at all. Like, I don't think he's worth a draft pick at any point in the draft. He runs too upright. He doesn't. He like he just he doesn't like when Trent Richardson kind of made it up in production and other stuff like that. You know, he doesn't have that. Like, he doesn't have the qualities that Richardson made him a top 3 pick. It also helps. He also probably won't be the Browns. Hopes that, whatever. I don't know where I was going there, but he just is not a draftable player to me because he runs too upright and it just stuff like that. It's like, it's not really. If you want to bring him in as a UDFA for camp, that's fine, but I don't see much potential in him. I think he could maybe be a power back on third down, like a change of pace back if you want, unlike
the opposite, the complement to a change of pace back.
Yeah, the complement change of pace back. So, like, yeah, I'll be honest.
I see roll for him in goal line.
Yeah, you could roll him in like goal line and stuff.
Short yardage. Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll him in short yardage stuff, but yeah, I'll be honest. That's why I thought Derrick Henry would bust. He had that uphill, he had that upright running thing. I'll be honest to say, I thought Derrick Henry was gonna bust.
Still quite early to stay on him, to be completely honest. He's been behind the mark.
He's looked good from what I've seen.
For sure, but I mean, obviously he's gonna have a different role next year too.
Yeah.
I would assume it sounds like they're gonna be moving on from DeMarco Murray. So
yeah, it sounds about right. Sounds like it.
We'll see what he does with the improved role, because it's a lot easier to shine when you're a backup and take advantage of those opportunities than it is when you're a full-time starter. So, speaking of backups versus starters, Darrell Williams behind Darius Geis and Leonard Fournette at LSU. I actually kind of liked his tape. but his 40 was not at all good.
That sounds about his day. Not at all good.
Yeah, but again, did have nice catching drills. I really like to see his receiving. Not a guy who has a lot of injury record, and not a guy that has a high usage rate as well. So you're talking a little bit different than Bo in that instance. Being behind guys like Geis and Fournette helped with those. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Williams, but what do you know about him?
That he had a poor day. I don't know much. I haven't paid much attention to him. But if his tape is like how he performed today, it's not really worth taking much of a look at him.
Yeah, I honestly
So
kind of like him myself. I was hoping he'd have a little bit of a better day. I guess he was just one of those guys that didn't really prepare well enough for Indy. Hopefully we see improvement at LSU though. Getting a Baton Rouge in a few weeks. So, yeah, another guy that he actually didn't mention, and I don't know why, that I wanted to talk about is Sean Kelly. Do you know about what he did off the top of your head, or do you want me to bring it up for you?
I saw his RAS score, but that's about it.
Okay, yeah, so basically, John Kelly did not have the best day of his life ever, to say the least. In fact, he actually did quite poor. He did below average. He had a 15 bench, which is 30th percentile. He had a 7.13 cone, so a bit slower than what Chubb did. But again, he didn't break that 7.1. Chubb at least hit that 7.1 mark. Kelly did not. His broad jump was alright. He hit 10. His vertical was pretty good. He hit 35. But he did not run the 40. And his shuttle time was a 4.51, which is 11.8%. Do you think that maybe he's one of those guys that maybe he's just not what we see on tape? Or is this something that you expect him to improve in Knoxville?
I expect him. He has pretty decent tape. I mean, pretty good tape. So I'd hope or expect he, improves on it in Knoxville. So I'd like to hope he moves on. I mean, improves on his performance here. So I kind of expect that because I was disappointed today in what you have described. I'm disappointed by what you have described to me.
Yeah, his shuttle time is not looking good at all. But again, one of the things too is his jump numbers were pretty decent. He did flash some of that explosion. He had a 35 vertical and 10 broad. So he's a little bit more explosive. He just did not really get that agility score. So is that maybe speak to his style of play? Is that something that you noticed on his tape? That maybe he's more of an explosive runner than an agile runner?
Yeah, I think he is explosive. He's a more of an explosive. I don't know why. What Egyptian hieroglyphic glyph. I cannot speak English right now. I'm just functioning. I apologize about that. But yeah, I think it can be an accurate I think it's an accurate representation. But at the same time, you'd like him to improve on it.
So one guy that had some pretty decent on-field drills is Jarviard Franklin. Obviously, I'm a Michigan guy myself. I live in the great northern state here. He's from Leicester. And he looked pretty nice in on-field drills, but his jumps, the opposite of Kelly, who we just talked about, not that good. Only 12%, 11 percentile in the jump numbers at 30 and 9 feet. On the other hand, his 3-cone time, he did get under that 7-second mark. You get the 693, which is very, very nice. Something I'm really looking for. And he's at 240. Doing it at the same size Leonard Fournette did last year. 5'11", pretty nice height. Is he someone that maybe you're interested in learning a little bit more about, or is that something that you just dismissed because of his explosion tape?
Can we just take a break? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Just ignore what I was about to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to go into his tape and get a look at him because he looked pretty good on the on field. So yeah, he's certainly someone I'd like to take a look at myself on tape.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that we got pretty much through all the guys that I wanted to specify. Unfortunately, Philip Lindsay didn't get invited, or I throw his name up in here. Ryan Nall also had a pretty good day. Kyle Hicks, is for when he ran, had a pretty good day. Cameron Petaway did not. Rock Thomas came in a little small. Don't remember what Jalen Samuels did. I don't think he did anything too flashy. And then Hines had the fastest 40. For those of you guys who do care about 40-yard time at running back for some reason, he was the only guy to break the 4.4 mark. He hit 4.38, I believe, in the 40. Mark Walton did not have a good day at all. I think he had like 4.6s, along with pretty inconsistent on-field. Yeah, so is there anyone else that you really want to mention before we go?
Not really.
Cool. So yeah, I think that covers most of the running backs that I wanted to get to. There's one guy that I'm specifically saving for a video that I didn't talk about yet. I'm going to come out with a video on him in a couple minutes, actually. So I definitely don't forget to stop by and check some of our other videos out. We will be doing one of these for every position. I don't know if you're going to join me for all of them, or if I'll do a lot of these solo or what, but I do plan on doing one of these for every spot, so definitely feel free to check out the rest of these, as well as our individual prospect breakdowns as well. I'm going to be doing a full video, a full breakdown on all of the full QIB qualifiers, so for those of you guys who are Lions fans and who are fans of Eric Schlick's work, definitely feel free to stop by and check out some of the Lions related videos that I'm going to be doing over the next couple days. Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the rest of our content. Any final thoughts before we shut this down?
Minnesota Wild are trash. But no, I'm good.
Awesome. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Hope you guys like this short little breakdown. Just going over a couple of little things here, some of the backs. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube as well. Subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment as well. Let us know what you guys thought. Maybe you're one of those teams considering showing up for Saquon. Hint, hint, Denver. Hint, hint. Um, Maybe you're a team that maybe wants to go for a Darius Geis. He had a pretty nice day. Maybe you're someone who wants to, like me, wait for Ronald Jones pro day. Definitely let us know what you guys think in the comment section. As well as you can always mention us on Twitter as well, and we can get back to you like that. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to check out some of our other ones as well. Peace out for now. On this.